9th, 2019. We have interviews with members of the Superior Youth Leadership Council who are our new applicants.
Yeah, Mayor, with the school year starting, we have kids that are transitioning off because they graduated, and then new kids that have applied to be on the Youth Leadership Council. They're here tonight to introduce themselves to you and answer any questions the board might have. So I thought we would do like in the past where we just have them all come up to the podium, up to the front, and introduce themselves, and then go from there.
Okay, sounds great. So if you're an applicant for the Superior Youth Leadership Council, if you could make your way up to the podium here, and we'll just have you introduce yourself by name and maybe give a sentence or so on what drew you, so name, grade, and school, name, grade, school, and maybe why you're interested in being on the Youth Leadership Council. Welcome, Nick.
I'm Nick Folsom. I'm in 8th grade at El Dorado K-8, and I'm joining Superior Youth Leadership because I want to learn leadership skills.
Great, thank you.
Hi, I'm Sinjin Suna Wayne. I'm a 10th grader at Centaurus High School, and I guess I wanted to join the Youth Leadership Council because I want to give back to the community. That's given me a lot. Yeah.
Great, thank you.
I'm Rohan Shah. I'm in 9th grade at Monarch, and I wanted to join.
Hold on, getting a little feedback here.
I wanted to join SYLC. I wanted to join SYLC because I thought it was a really good opportunity to share my opinions and feedback with the community.
Great, thank you.
Hi, I'm Levi Hunninger. I'm a 9th grader at Monarch High School, and I wanted to join the Superior Youth Leadership Program to give back to the city that I live in, I guess.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Kendrick Chen. I'm a 10th grader at Peak to Peak, and I want to join the Superior Leadership Council because I feel like it's a good way for me to give back to community that I've lived in for pretty much my whole life. So,
thank you.
I'm Alex Messman. I'm a senior at Monarch High School, and I want to join the Superior Youth Leadership Council because I want to get more involved in the community and learn more about local government.
Thank you.
I'm Jazzy Kemp. I'm a 9th grader at Centaurus High School, and I want to join the Superior Youth Leadership Council because I want to be involved in the community more.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Michael Finnegan. I'm an 8th grader at Platt Middle School, and I'd like to join the Superior Youth Leadership Council to help the youth have a voice.
Thank you.
I'm Paige Malter. I'm an 8th grader at Peak to Peak Charter School, and I want to join the council because the society has given so many things to me, and the least I can do is show my service back.
Great, thank you very much. We have a few minutes if board members would like to ask any questions. Don't go too far. We may have you come back up. Would the board like to have the whole group come back up and kind of ask why don't you all come on back up and just kind of cluster right back over there. I should have said that at the beginning, apologies. Don't worry, it won't be too hard of questions, but so questions from the board.
I'll start. So one of our challenges is how to better engage the community in really two ways, not just for us to communicate to the community in terms of what time does the Chili Fest start and things like that. I think we're getting a little bit better about that, but we're not yet really hearing from the community, and we don't do a very good job yet of really engaging the youth. Besides obvious social media, Facebook, Instagram, things like that, what is a way where we could better hear from kids your age, young adults, around how we might make some improvements to our town? Any suggestions? Which could include the actual improvements to the town if you're interested in volunteering any of those.
So anyone can answer.
I will pick a name, and I know at least 3 of you, so.
no wrong answers.
There are no wrong answers.
Bonus points for volunteer.
Why don't we go by age then? The senior, we'll do there.
All right.
How do we, so you've been around the community the longest. You're going to presumably go off to university next year.
Mm-hmm.
So how do we, so what have you learned in your experience? How might we be better listeners, better engage the kids here in town, the young adults in town?
I think we could engage the youth more in town, like you said at first, with Instagram and more social media platforms, because that's what people are on these days, spending a lot of their time. So if there was like a promotion for an event or a volunteer like event, they would see it easier and it'd have more exposure to the community. And also to get the youth more involved, we could have more kid-friendly games or events at like the Chili Fest, or just different things that they could do to interact with their community, people their age, people older and younger than them. I think that would get them more involved.
Cool, thank you.
Okay, others, questions?
I have a follow-up question to that. So we have an active Facebook Superior community. How many of you are actually a member of that Facebook group? Just raise your hands.
How many of you actively use Facebook?
Ooh, good question.
That's the question I asked.
Yeah. What would you rather see, Instagram or Snapchat? Just raise your hand for Instagram. Snapchat.
High. Raise them high.
Wait, which?
No.
So, or
This one is Instagram?
yeah, Instagram. And now Snapchat.
Anything else? We don't know that.
There's the answer.
Yep. Okay.
Ken?
So some of you may or may not know, the town recently acquired a new building. It used to be a Land Rover dealership. We can start with a blank slate and make it what we want it. If you were king of Superior or queen of Superior, what would you do with that building to entice your age group and people that you're friends with to come and use it? Anything's on the table.
I guess like a really good, like something that this town doesn't really have is a good place for teenagers to hang out. So I think that would be a really good use of that space, because like when my friends and I want to hang out and we're looking for a place, we normally go to Broomfield for the mall, because there's not really a good place here to hang out. So a good hangout place there, and then maybe if you could turn it into a business and you could probably make profit from that.
What would make you want to come hang out there?
I don't know, just like a space, and then like an arcade maybe, that would be kind of neat. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. Any others?
So I had a similar question, but I was curious as to like what specifically would you like to see incorporated into that building? So we heard an arcade is one possibility. Some people have thrown around, study rooms, kind of like a library annex, other types of attractions that teens would use. We don't want to build something, spend a bunch of money, and then find out that we totally swung and missed, and we missed the target audience. So we're really hoping to work with Silk, with your peers, and find out what it is that you really want. So we don't need to necessarily come up with ideas tonight, but we hope that this will be a dialogue, and you guys can talk to us through this process to make sure that whatever we end up building is something that you want to use. So if there's anything else that you have in terms of an idea right now for what you'd like to see incorporated, I'd love to hear it. Any other ideas?
I think a good use of the former Land Rover dealership could be maybe having like an area for like foosball or air hockey, and also not just go for just teenagers, maybe like 10, 11, 12-year-olds too.
Anything that you wouldn't want to see?
Okay. All right. Any other questions?
No, this is a great committee, guys. I mean, my advice to get in there, get involved, have fun. Don't come. We spend a lot of time up here thinking about how we could better engage you guys. You will be the representatives of your age bracket of the young adults in town. So come, engage, volunteer where you can, but most importantly, have fun in this committee. It's a good time. We are really fortunate to have a great leader on this committee and a pretty good liaison. But that was a joke. He's an excellent liaison too. But really have fun with the committee. Come, be engaged, and it's great. So.
All right, I'll finish up with the final question that I ask all of our committee and commission applicants, and that is, do you have any potentials for conflict of interest, like you maybe own a side business organizing events or something that might somehow benefit from your membership on this committee? Most people don't have such a conflict, but we just have to ask that. So if anyone have any conflicts, okay. All right. Very good. Well, thank you very much for your time this evening. Thank you for your interest in Superior Youth Leadership Council. We are very fortunate to have such a strong group that continues year after year, and we're excited to welcome you on board. And we'll be formally acting on this later in our meeting. So you're welcome to stay around to hear that officially, or you can get back to homework and other excitement if you'd like to. Now we're going to take a break here for a few minutes, and we'll restart our regular meeting at 7 o'clock. But thank you again for coming. All right, we'll adjourn the work session and be back at 7 o'clock.